gentlemen, again, welcome to our radio. It's a pleasure. We love having you come on. We want you to come on a little bit more because every time you do, it's something wise, something important, something that everybody should know. And even though we have a secular radio and people of all religions listen to us, they just need to speak Russian to listen to us, which we don't offer them when you come on the radio. However, we always talk about things with you that everybody really should know because this is the times we live in, and it's time for people to know what this Jewish wisdom is, what these Jewish teachings are, why are they so important for everybody to know. So I'm so excited when every time you come so we can talk about things like that. So again, welcome to RUSA Radio. We love having you. And today I asked you to, you know, talk about something that is very mysterious to me, even though I'm trying to learn about it as much as I can, but it's something that all Jewish people must wait for, must expect, must believe in, and that's the coming of Mashiach. And I would like you to kind of open the door for everybody so everybody understands why it's so important to Jewish people and why it could be important to everybody else as well.
Well, after all those compliments, I'll definitely come more often.
Great.
Yeah, you're right. It is a very, very important topic. Not because of religious reasons, but simply for humane reasons. In the worst times, when life was really, really bad, and the world was really bad.
Which is yesterday?
Yes. The belief that Mashiach is coming saved us. Mm. But let me start with a good example.
Okay.
If you have 1,000 pieces of paper and you put them in a hat, on 999 papers it says yes. On one paper it says no. 1 out of 1,000 says no. You mix them all together and you pick out a paper. And it's no. Put it back, mix them all up, pick one paper, it's no. You do it 10 times in a row, and 10 times in a row you get the no. Now you're going to try 11th time. What are you expecting?
A no.
This shows how experience can make us crazy. Right?
Yes.
There are 999 yeses and you're expecting a no. It's not logical, it's not sensible, it's not even scientific. And yet, that's what bad experience does to us, right? It makes us crazy. Suffering makes us crazy. So, during the Holocaust, for example, when people were singing Ani Mamin, the Emunah Shlema, I believe with a total faith that Mashiach is coming, what they were saying was, there are 999 yeses. You're not going to convince me that the no will come up again. That is really, you can call it sanity. You can call it mental health. You can call it strength of character. But it's indispensable. We cannot make it without this conviction that Mashiach is coming. But people think that the belief in Mashiach is like a fantasy. Yeah, someday somebody will come and give us a lot of candy and we'll all be happy. No. Belief in Mashiach, the word belief, is a little bit misleading. Because it sounds like, sit back, relax, you have nothing to worry about, there's nothing you need to do, he's coming, and he'll fix everything. Which is so childish and embarrassing, immature, like Santa Claus. So the right way to say it is like this. Not Mashiach will come. Mashiach is coming. Mm. The difference is passive or active. Mashiach will come, so I have nothing to do. Just wait. Mashiach is coming means there's a process. Something is happening, and we are part of it, which means we bring Mashiach. We don't wait.
Now you mean all people?
All people.
You
Now,
don't mean just Jewish people.
not just Jewish people.
Okay.
And that's why all people are convinced that it must get better. Where does that conviction come from? When I say all people, I mean all religion, all philosophy. But there are individuals who will argue the world has always been bad, it will always remain bad, there will always be war. Stop dreaming. Get used to it. That's not sensible. And it's not moral. And it's not a lifestyle. It's giving in to the no. It happened so many times, it's going to continue happening. It's defeat. Most people are absolutely convinced it will become better. It has to become better because this is not acceptable. That's Mashiach. The essence of Mashiach is not like this. This you call a world, this is not a world. This is chaos. The world has to become a real world, which is a good world, a healthy world. So no matter how long the problem persists, it can't go on forever. It's got to get better.
I want to ask Olga right now. Do you think the world is a chaos?
Я могу ответить по-русски тебе.
Конечно.
Я, ты знаешь, даже не знаю. Я вот эту тему все время пытаюсь как-то для себя по-другому как-то понять более обширно. И спасибо, что Рабай это делает для людей таких, как я, которым
Для
было бы
всех.
неплохо. Да, которые знают меньше, чем, по идее, знают люди продвинутые, да. У меня к этому отношение вот пока совершенно не сложилось. Я не могу
Ты
сказать,
не
что...
можешь сказать,
Нет,
что
не могу.
жизнь — это хаос.
Ну,
Как называет это сейчас
в
Рэбе
принципе,
Фридман?
да, это уже к тому идет, что это уже вот сейчас, когда смотрим мы на всю нашу жизнь, похоже, что так. Это
Okay.
похоже, что
See, I brought Olga into it. She is not of Jewish faith. Not everybody is. Not everybody is perfect. But I'm just laughing. But I asked her opinion. Does she think that the world is a chaos? Because not everybody is in agreement that the world is a chaos. Everybody thinks, why, it's great. We have so much fun. We wake up, we go out, we go to the beach, we go hiking in the woods, we go to wonderful concerts. It's so much fun. Everything is fun. And you go to Europe. I mean, what's the problem with the world? So a lot of people will probably disagree with that statement that the world is a chaos.
Not if you read the newspaper. So of course it could be that individually one country could be having a good time, but the world in general, way too much suffering, way too much evil, mass shootings constantly. Okay, not in my community, so that's it.
Exactly.
So the world is good. It's
Well,
not
the
in your
world is good in my community.
right. So, but anybody who's thinking philosophically, taking a look at the world, it needs to get a lot better. There was even that commercial. These people sitting by the beach with their feet in the water, and they're eating potato chips and drinking beer, and the statement is, "It don't get any better than this."
Exactly.
It better get better than that. First of all, you have to go to work. You
Rabbi,
can't sit there forever.
Rabbi Friedman, who says it's got to get better? Who says?
The human instinct. The human instinct that needs things to make sense. The human instinct that needs things to be moral, just. Injustice makes us crazy. Chaos makes us crazy. For example, something bad happens to a person and they get very depressed. The depression doesn't come from the event, no matter how terrible it is. The depression comes from the thought that what just happened to me should not have happened. There was no reason for this. There's no justification for this. It shouldn't have happened. Now, if something can happen when it shouldn't happen, then this whole world is a mess and I can't live in it. That's what we crack up from. We don't crack up from the pain. We have a nervous breakdown because if the world is out of control, I can't. The human brain blows a fuse. Things happen for no reason. I can't handle that. So there's something in the human makeup. So what about those people who say, yeah, expect the worst to happen because life stinks. Not only have you become depressed.
Life stinks. Let's live it up.
Yeah. Not only have you become a little depressed and negative, but you've given up on the human quality that demands sensibility, reason, cause and effect. And that's why most people get very upset when immoral things, senseless things happen, like the mass shooting. It's senseless. What? You're not even fighting over anything. You just want to shoot people? And people get shot while they were shopping? The brain can't accept this if you have a brain. If you give up on your brain, then you can give up on life and you can give up on the world and you can say, yeah, life stinks. What are you going to do?
Oh,
But-
so that's what's called giving up on your brain.
Yeah.
So,
Now, what exactly is Moshiach?
yeah, that's what.
What does it mean? The world, it's got to get better.
Mhm.
Like what? From a Jewish perspective, better means more like the world that God prefers, which means a more godly world. Because if we start thinking, what's better? What do you consider better? Or what's good? We can debate it forever and not come to a conclusion. Everybody has a different opinion. This is good, that's good. There is an international standard. It's a divine standard. If this pleases God, it's good. If it doesn't, it's not good. In other words, the world was created with a blueprint, with a plan. If you follow the plan, it's good. If you mess up the plan, it's bad. So what kind of world are we hoping for and convinced that it will eventually happen? Well, a world that follows the commandments. No murder, no stealing, no lying, no idols, that's it. That's a good world. So here are the three principles of Mashiach. For Mashiach to be complete, all Jews have to become excited to be Jewish. Because you're Jewish, it's never going to change. You can't escape it. You can't divorce it. You can't run away. You can't hide.
You can ignore it.
Up to a point. Then somebody reminds you you're Jewish. So, for a world to be sane, people have to be sane. So Jews have to be comfortable and excited to be a Jew. Today we have to add another thing. Men have to be excited about being men, and women have to be excited about being women, because even that we've lost already.
Yes, that's.
Like, it's painful to be a gender. Really? You're a woman? For sure? Yeah, really? Today? Tomorrow? It's crazy. It's crazy. So a normal, healthy world is where everything fits and belongs and is appreciated. So if you're a woman and you appreciate being a woman, that's healthy. A man appreciates being a man, that's healthy. A Jew appreciates being a Jew. That's healthy. It's taken a few thousand years.
Are we there yet?
Yeah, we have plenty of reason not to be comfortable being Jews. Yeah. Right? The world has given us a lot of good reasons. But you're Jewish, you're Jewish. So the coming of Mashiach means a world in which Jews are excited to be Jews. If we are the chosen people and we have to set an example for the world and be role models, then let's do it and enjoy it. Why are you running away? Secondly, all human beings must be moral and live in peace. That's a finished world, a world that has found its balance. The world is out of balance. And the third thing is the earth or nature has to become more generous and provide our needs without so much struggle. Because struggling to have what to eat, struggling to have a place to live, makes you crazy. You can't pursue the purpose of life when you're not sure you're going to live tomorrow.
Tell us about it, right, Olga?
Is this a familiar topic?
Well, it is hard to make a
Yes.
a good living and not worry about it.
Yes.
That's the problem.
So one of the things that the Torah tells us, which is such a brilliant and important, when Adam and Eve, when Adam and Chava ate from the tree of knowledge, the curse was you're going to have to make bread the hard way.
Came true.
It came true, but it's a curse. It's not natural. It's not the way the world is supposed to be.
Rabbi Friedman, then I will reiterate. Everything you just said does sound like a fantasy. It does, and people can say, yeah, that's a fantasy. Beautiful fantasy. Fantasy.
Yes. And that's why we need to break it down to make it realistic, because the fact is, those are the three things we have been struggling to achieve for the last 5,000 years. Right? What are we trying to do? We're trying to make it easier to have what to eat.
Mm-hmm.
You shouldn't have to bake your own bread. You should be able to walk into a store and get a loaf of bread. We're getting there. We have made some progress. And now, scientifically, we're talking about a 4-day work week, maybe a 3-day work week. Not for everybody, of course. It's got a long way to go. Countries that are still making their own bread from scratch. But we've always been doing this. It's not something new. The question is, will we finally succeed to get rid of this curse where you have to work in order to eat? That's such a distraction from life.
But it seems that we're working the hardest on this third aspect.
Yeah.
What about the first two?
Okay. And the first two, Jews amazingly, almost superhumanly, have remained Jews. Why? Just give it up and forget about it already. And some Jews have tried.
Still trying.
And are still trying. And then their children come home and say, but wait a minute, aren't we Jews? And that's it. And they undo your whole progress.
Or some children come home and say, why do I need to be Jewish?
Yes, we've been saying that for 500 years. And we're still Jewish. So we're not giving up on this. It's not going away. So we try to make Judaism more comfortable, more convincing, more tolerable. But we're trying. We never gave up. We're not giving up now either. We're not giving up. So, and the world is not giving up with its anti-Semitism.
Which kind of brings us back as an end result.
But even that is like a wonder of wonders. Aren't you tired already? This boring subject like anti-Semitism, it's thousands of years old. Find another project. Find a different sport. Stop already. No, never. So there's something there, right? There's something real, and it's not going away. So either we are healthy Jews or we're not healthy Jews, but we're not going to stop being Jewish. It's not going away. And all the sages, all the smartest people in our history, in our ancestry, they all worked at making Judaism more doable, more practical, more inspiring. So again, it's not a new project. It's at least 3,000 years old. And in terms of peace on earth, it's not a fantasy. Because I think today, as much as people are still talking war with rockets, with bombs, in a quiet moment, if you sit down and make a simple analysis, we have nothing to fight over. What are we fighting over? It used to be to establish a country, to make what? There is nothing to fight about anymore. So generally the world has become tired of war. Like, if I were to ask, who's right? The Chinese or the Iranians? Who's right about what? What's even the argument? What are the two sides? So we're thinking, like, there's no point. Nobody will gain anything from this war.
I got to tell you that I feel in politics is the same thing.
Yes.
Democrats, Republicans,
Yes.
trying to make points. And really, what is the point?
Yes. Exactly right.
It's just a power struggle.
Over nothing. Power over what? You have all the money. What? I don't know. I don't. It's
but there's more money out there.
It's senseless, right? So we have made some progress. We used to really believe in war. If you have a good army, you're a good soldier, you're a молодец.
Finally, you're a part of the conversation.
Потрясающие слова, вообще настолько доходчивые и правильные. И если бы все это было так просто.
Проникают, правда?
Очень, очень. Я, да, слушаю с удовольствием. Спасибо.
But today, in most places, being a soldier is an embarrassment. What do? Shoot people? The pride of an army, the pride of a soldier, it's not what it used to be. The soldier used to be on top of the social order. Nobody was greater than a soldier. Today, it's like, really, you're a soldier?
I want to say something that, you said all these 3 points, and those people who are listening, they're like saying, okay, well, that's never going to happen. So if we don't do all of these things, Mashiach is never going to come?
No.
Or is it
the
inevitable
is,
that...
Yeah. Mm-hmm. The trick is to see these 3 things as an imminent reality. Otherwise, you're just fantasizing, like you say. The Mashiach is a fantasy. Just a simple example. I don't know if it's technically correct or not. If solar energy became available to everybody,
Con Edison would be out of business.
You wouldn't have to go to work. If energy became free, you could run a factory on 10 cents. If you can run an airplane on air, on sunlight, what would be the expense? The peanuts? It would suddenly make everything available. You wouldn't have to. It would literally be people free to focus on life instead of survival. So what will it take for solar energy to become available? One breakthrough, one invention. It's not undoable. It's not unthinkable. In fact, I'm surprised it hasn't already happened. Somebody is blocking it. Maybe the oil companies or whatever. Somebody's blocking it. But if just imagine, it's one possibility, right? Mm-hmm. So the 2-day work week or work an hour a day, it's realistic. Just get energy cheaper for the whole world. If you do that, there would be no hunger because there's no reason for hunger anywhere in the world.
But you don't think that working somehow keeps people in line a little bit, somehow stops them from having too much time on their hands to do crazy things.
Yes, yes, yes. Free time is dangerous.
Yeah.
But that's why the idea of Mashiach is a switch or a change in value.
I think I
People's
understand.
values will become very different.
So first we have to change our thinking,
Yeah,
and then the good things are going to start happening.
but that's also why Mashiach is primarily a teacher. Because we call him Melech HaMashiach. He's a king, a political leader, an advisor, but primarily he's a teacher. How do you live in a world without war? We have to relearn life. And that'll be a pleasure. Now, what will it take for the world to come to peace? One good example is, what did it take for communism to collapse? Nothing. Nothing. What happened?
I thought I had to know this one.
What happened? Who shot whom? Nobody shot anybody. So what happened?
Just over and done with?
Yes. It's like, come on, it's not working. Stop.
Out of style?
Yeah, it's not working. So the ship is sinking. So Gorbachev woke up one morning and said, what am I doing? I don't want to go down with the ship. So that's it. I quit. The ship is going down. Get out. Right? So all the immorality, all the countries with their corruptions, they're all going to go down. Smart people say, I'm not going down with the ship. So we see a perfect example. Such a strong power, such a mighty force. Nobody shot it. Nobody bombed it. It just collapsed under itself. So an evil religion. So how much longer can it go on before it collapses? So is it unrealistic that the world will finally say no more war? No, it's a miracle that we haven't already said it. So the idea that, oh, come on, there will always be war. No, you will always come up with a no? There are 999 yeses. In other words, there are 1,000 reasons to stop war, and there's not a single good reason for the war. So what? And it's unrealistic to think it's going to stop? And Jews being Jewish?
So you're saying everything that does not have a reason eventually dissolves?
Of course, it's fake. False can't
So
last.
the truth will always prevail.
Yes.
That's a great thought that we can, unfortunately, running out of time. So this is a good thought to end this show with. But I really am going to keep you to your promise to come back and continue this conversation, because I'm sure we didn't cover everything.
No, we didn't.
Thank you very much, Rabbi Friedman. It's a great honor to have you on our radio, and you just shed a lot of light into this world, and we're happy to be the tool to do it. So,
And we're coming up with a new year, so we should all have a really blessed year.
Amen.
With all the good things that we expect.
Amen. Thank you. Looking forward to the next time.
Спасибо огромное. Рабай, спасибо вам огромное тоже. Он по-русски не понимает, я знаю, но он видит, что я делаю. И это значит, конечно, вопросов у меня возникло больше, чем, наверное, надо, но я постараюсь как-то на них себе найти ответы. Обязательно. Спасибо огромное. Спасибо еще раз, Анна, дорогая. Все, до свидания.
Сиеста с диджеем Тайсон. Отдыхай.